That man, I'm a big fan of him, but from the highlights of what I've seen, the way that people talking on social media, seems like it was a bad fight. I seen it was really only like 106 punches total landed. Um, and so the ramifications of what this fight could mean and how bad this fight went. Was this fight bad for Shakur's brand?
Okay, man. So I was around both him and Bob Arum the entire fight week, right? For those of you who don't know, I'm pretty much a boxing analyst now, or I like to call myself a boxing analyst now because I'm around a lot of fighters and stuff like that, and I'm in fight weeks. So being a part of both camps, I'm gonna give it to you from Bob Arum's side, and I'm gonna give it to you from Shakur's side. Okay. So first, Bob Arum's side. He had to sell. He had to put it to. He was asked to put together a fight card from ESPN, right? He's partnered with ESPN, and they wanted a championship card to go along with the racing, the Formula One race. And he normally has a go-to list of fighters that he goes to for big fights, right? His top five, if you will. But most of the top five that he had to choose from were already doing other things and they were busy. Devin Haney is fighting on the ninth for the belt 140, so he couldn't do it. Tyson Fury couldn't do it because he just fought Francis Ngannou, and he's going to be fighting Usyk in the beginning of the year. Teofimo Lopez couldn't do it because he's supposed to be retired, but he's going to be fighting Ryan Garcia toward the beginning of the new year. Lomachenko is in the Ukraine with his family, with the war and everything, and he'll be back sometime in March and fight Cambosis. So that left Shakur, and that left Emmanuel Neverete from on the undercard. Neverete is a guy who's had the most title defenses from any guy in his weight class, or he's defended the most in boxing, his belt. He literally just fought in August, and now he's turned over and fought in November. So it's literally one of those things where he threw the card together last minute, right? So from the Shakur Stevenson angle, Shakur didn't want to fight the guy that he fought. He was upset. He has a two contracts. He has a 2 fight contract left, and then he's a free agent. He didn't want to waste his last fight on this guy. And the funny part about it was he kept calling the guy Amari Hartwig. He, he kept calling him Ghost, basically. He didn't know the dude's name. He didn't care about fighting this dude. So I don't think that he trained hard enough to beat him because he felt like, who the hell is this guy? I don't want to fight him, right? And his thing was he's been very defiant toward Bob Arum because he wants the bigger fights. He wants the Devin Haney's of the world, and he wants the Lomachenko's of the world, right? And he especially wanted to fight Lomachenko at 135 because here's the thing, like I said, he has a 2 fight contract left, right? So if I fight him with this fight, right, Lomachenko with this fight, and if I happen to lose or if it's a close fight and I get screwed on the judging, then I could flex my rematch clause and I'm still under contract. So if I fight him now, if I fight him my next fight under contract and I'm a free agent, then all of a sudden it becomes a problem because then I got to re-up with you, Bob, and I'm going to re-up with you. And he did this. He's done this several times. He did it with Terrence Crawford, and Terrence Crawford trying to get him away from Bob Arum. It's always been a thing. They have a beef. Floyd's been trying to get Shakur away from Bob Arum. A lot of people's been trying to get him away from Bob Arum. So I think the politics of boxing had a lot to do with it. He didn't want to fight the guy in the first place, and it was just that. And you're gonna see like a lot of 2 last-minute fights with boxing because now that Saudi Arabia is involved and all these different sponsors, Formula One racing, and all these things throwing bags at boxing, you're gonna see a lot of these last-minute fights. You've seen, Tyson Fury kind of look floppy his last fight because he didn't really train like that. He was bad. It is what it is. You're seeing like Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua just get put on a random December 3rd card, right? So it's these last minute fights. Boxers aren't really training the way that they should for like an 8-week training camp. It's just okay. We're just going to simulate it and we're just going there and fight. So I think that played a major role in why this fight the way it did.